The Cold War lasted for about 45 years. In those years, America and the Soviet Union tried not making a move because that would cause another great war. Who started the war, America or the Soviet Union? During World War II, Russia and America were allies. Although they were allies, they weren't friends. You might be asking why they weren't friends. This was because Russia was a communist-based country. The United States ideology did not go with communism. The only reason they were allies was to defeat a common enemy. It's like the saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Russia was scared of the US, and vice versa. After the end of the war, the Soviet Union took control of a part of Germany, but also slowly became too poor to control it. This made it go to a depression. Europe was already weak because of World War II, which made it vulnerable to attack. Russia tried invading half of Europe, so Truman, the US president at the time, sent billions of dollars to rebuild Europe and stop communism from spreading there. A while later, the US created a military alliance with the European nations called NATO. In response, the Soviet Union created the Warsaw Pact. Many people were in fear that another world war could start any second. Although tension was high, neither declared war. This was because a nuclear war could cause the end of the world. So instead, they fought on a smaller scale and taunted each other. American forces were involved in 3 different areas: Vietnam, where the Vietnam War took place, Korea, where the Korean War took place, and Cuba, where the Cuban Missile Crisis took place. Because Cuba was a danger to the US, JFK tried invading it but failed. In response, the Soviet Union divided Berlin, Russia's capital, with a wall. This wall, known as the Berlin Wall, divided Eastern Berlin, which was controlled by Russia, and Western Berlin, which wasn't controlled but was being held by the US and its allies. The Soviet Union didn't stop there. They also put missiles in their allies' land, Cuba. These missiles could reach the US. A lot of propaganda was created. In fact, the government even aired a short animation. This animation taught kids what to do if they encountered nuclear air raid.
Dum dum dum, beetle dum dum, beetle dum dum, beetle dum dum. There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered, ducked and covered.
He did what we all must learn to do. You
And you
and you and you.
duck and cover.
We all know the atomic bomb is very dangerous. Since it may be used against us, we must get ready for it. First, you have to know what happens when an atomic bomb explodes. You will know when it comes. We hope it never comes, but we must get ready. It looks something like this. There is a bright flash, brighter than the sun, brighter than anything you've ever seen. If you are not ready and did not know what to do, it could hurt you in different ways. It could knock you down hard or throw you against a tree or a wall. It is such a big explosion, it can smash in buildings and knock signboards over and break windows all over town. But if you duck and cover like Bert, you will be much safer.
In response, John F. Kennedy asked if the Soviets could take them down. At first, the Soviets denied, but later Khrushchev, the Soviet leader, agreed. The Soviet Union was angered at Khrushchev's decision and decided to remove him from power. At this time, the space race began. The space race was a race between the Soviets and the US to see who could get a man to the moon first. Obviously, the US won. After Ronald Reagan was elected president, he had a 4-day meeting with the Soviet Union's leader to end the Cold War. This was announced in Berlin shortly after the Berlin Wall was destroyed. The Soviet Union collapsed and there was a parade around the whole world because there wasn't going to be another world war. The Cold War inspired many things. Stranger Things, for example, is about the US creating telepathic ways to spy on Russia, while the Cold War was most active in the 1980s. The video game Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, and Call of Duty Black Ops took place in the Cold War. The series of shorts called Spy vs. Spy was inspired by the Cold War, and etc.